Hello, I'm Tom, your friendly neighborhood atheist, and today I'd like to talk to you about being gay. Now, I don't know anything about being gay more than I know about being black, but I know one thing about being gay. It's a little like being an atheist. You can hide being gay, unlike being black, which is relatively obvious for most people. But being gay, you can hide. You can pretend that you're not gay. You can pretend like you're like everybody else. Just like some atheists. Now, being gay can be difficult. Knowing that you're not like everyone else, knowing that you don't feel the same things like the majority of people feel, but being gay is not a choice. And kind of, so is being an atheist. Not believing in God, you can choose to believe in God, but you really have to convince yourself. You really have to fake it. Just like you can fake being straight if you're gay. So, my point is, being gay is like being an atheist in that you can hide from it. You can pretend you're not. You can pretend you're like everyone else. But the big problem is not being gay, or in my case, being an atheist. The problem is the perception of other people about what it means to them about being gay, or in my case, being an atheist. They don't like it. They find it uncomfortable. They find it distasteful. They don't understand it. They cannot put themselves in the position of someone else. And that's kind of understandable. If 99% of the people that you know are straight, it's hard to contend with that 1%. But I think homosexuality is fairly prevalent. And not so much just straight gay, but bisexual is very prevalent in my opinion. I think I'd say half the people are some degree bisexual. I mean, you can be bisexual and be attracted, and you can be bisexual and be sexually attracted. But anyways, I digress. You can hide from being gay, but you can't hide from yourself. And people won't accept you because you're too unusual. Now, I was having this conversation with my cousin about his brother who's gay. And I said that, would your parents have felt differently about your brother had they known that 1 in 10 families had someone gay in the family? Or 1 in 5 families had someone gay in the family? Would they have felt differently if it was more common? Would they have felt differently had it been something that was not unusual? I know for my cousin growing up, he had a very hard time initially, because he felt, like most gay people do, that he was the only one, that there was something wrong with him, that there was something deeply, deeply wrong with the way he felt. Until later he realized that there was nothing wrong with it. It was just different than the majority of people. And like many atheists who lose their belief, lose their faith, they think something's wrong. They think God has abandoned them. And well, there's no God that I know of that would abandon them. But if 1 in 5 families had an atheist, and I'm sure 1 in 5 families do, but if they were outspoken, if it were more common to have a more outspoken atheist, would people feel differently about it? Would people feel more comfortable? Would people feel less threatened? Would people feel less put off by the idea of someone not believing what they believe? I know it's difficult for some to understand somebody else's point of view. And that's very true with all religions. I mean, pretty much every religion says all the other religions are wrong because they don't believe they don't believe the same thing. But at least they believe something similar. At least they believe there is a God. It may not be the right God, but at least it is a God. Where an atheist, well, they don't believe in a God at all. There's something deeply disturbing and deeply wrong about that. So they get a bad rap. Now, homosexuality has become a lot more I don't want to say common, but more accepted, because you see it on TV and you see it, you know, you pretty much see it everywhere now. And thankfully they've finally passed the equality of gay marriage, which two things. I don't know why gay people want to get married other than for the legal reasons, and unfortunately in this country especially, the system is set up where you have to be legally married to have the benefits of being with someone, be it health insurance or survivor rights or whatever. So in this country they make it almost a necessity to be married. So if you're going to be a gay couple, you have to be married to not so much enjoy, but to get the benefits of, I mean, you can spend your life with someone, there should be certain rights that go along with that. Again, I not so much digress, because the subject is being gay, but if it's more common, do people feel more comfortable with it? And that's why I do these videos, because I want more atheists to come out of the closet. Just like homosexuals have come out of the closet to make it more acceptable. I think atheists should come out of the closet to be the friendly neighborhood atheist like myself. If everybody knows a friendly neighborhood atheist, they won't seem so scary. They won't seem unusual. They won't seem so, God, how does he not believe there's a God? What's wrong with him? What happened? What trauma happened to him? What, did a priest molest him? Why did he give up on God? Why is he rejecting God? It's nothing like that. I mean, I grew up in a household of people who believed there was a God, and I never did. Not because they didn't teach me, they taught me, just I never bought into it. In fact, I was surprised to find they did later in life. So, if there are more outspoken atheists, it'll be more common, more acceptable, and people will make less of a fuss about it. So that's what I want to encourage people to do. You don't have to be outspoken like me. You don't have to out yourself if you're not in a situation where it's troublesome. But if you're in a situation like mine where people don't really care, they're just like, you're gay? Okay. Well, you're an atheist? Okay. Then you should come out. You should let people know that you're an atheist. Because, you know, it's not so much that you need to declare your lack of belief, but I want people to be out to make it more common. So it's not so big and scary. So it's not so unusual. So it's not so, I don't even know what it is. I can't imagine. Anyways, I'm Tom, your friendly neighborhood atheist, and that was kind of about being gay. Kind of.